Earlier today, Matt LaFleur had a press conference, and he discussed many important topics here for the Packers, so I want to get into all of those here. If you guys want to stay up to date with all things Packers, I cover the news, Packers news on this channel, so feel free to subscribe and turn on the post notifications down below. So here's some of the biggest news, I think, seeing from this press conference. We have Matt LaFleur discussing Marshawn Lloyd, who unfortunately has dealt with so many injuries since he got drafted to Green Bay last year, and he said on October 29th that Lloyd won't be returning anytime soon. And then we got more information today. LaFleur said, quote, we sent him out west to another group to try to get his body right. So it sounds like the results are promising, but we'll see. And so you'd assume the Packers are trying to do everything they can to figure out if there's a potential cause for these consistent injuries that Marshawn Lloyd has been dealing with. Because when you draft someone like him, the type of running back he is, the explosiveness he has, in a small sample size, a few times during the regular season and also during Packers training camp, preseason games, we got to see a little bit of what he could offer. But I think Marshawn Lloyd, he just has this explosiveness and the type of speed that sort of reminds me a little bit of Aaron Jones and what he can do. And so it'd be nice to have him, on passing downs and just his ability for breaking off explosive runs. He was so dominant during his time in college, and unfortunately, the Packers have not gotten to see anything really from him for the most part during his time here in Green Bay. So hopefully they can get those things solved wherever he went out west. Now to some more updates from practice today. From Matt Schneidman, who says, Matthew Golden, Colby Wooden, and Aaron Banks are all practicing after leaving Sunday's game early. Dontavian Wicks also practicing after missing last two games. Savion Williams, Lucas Van Ness, Nate Hobbs are the players who did not participate. And so with Tucker Kraft gone, every other Packers receiver, tight end, is going to have to come through and make up for the loss of Tucker Kraft, which is a massive loss considering just how productive Tucker Kraft has been this year, especially after the catch. And Matthew Golden, he hasn't been insanely productive. He's still a rookie, though, and I do think that he has a lot ahead of him. But it's good to see that he's back. Wooden's back as well as Aaron Banks, because Banks went down in that game last week, and Sean Ryan came in. The Packers O-line did have some issues there on Sunday. And then it's good to see Wicks back as well. And I think once Dontavian Wicks is back, once Matthew Golden, it seems like he should be back this next Sunday. And then the big one is Jaden Reed, who has yet to return, but I do think that he's going to offer that speed after the catch, which he's been one of the most productive Packers players since last season after the catch. So a lot of injuries at the receiver position and tight end, but it looks like some of those guys are getting healthy. And then Savion Williams, unfortunately, down. So, there's another receiver injured. Van Ness, hopefully he comes back soon because he's been dominant this year. Nate Hobbs out, as we sort of already knew there. Then finally, from Rob Domofsky, who says, Matt LaFleur said both Brandon McManus and Lucas Haversick will kick in practice today. Said he still has the utmost confidence in McManus, but will go with whoever gives us the best opportunity to compete and win. So that's, of course, been the debate here recently with McManus, who's dealt with injuries, who has missed a good amount of field goals. He's currently at 68.8% on the season. Compared to last year, we only missed 2 field goals. He's currently 36th in the NFL per PFF in field goal percentage. And so here's my thing with Brandon McManus. He's a veteran. The Packers gave him a 3-year deal this offseason. And I think best case scenario, if he's fully healthy, is for him to sort of work through some of these issues and get back to the consistency we saw last season, because he has that veteran experience, which come playoff time, I do think is important. Haversick, he's been very good. He's made his 4 field goals, also his extra points as well. And the thing for me with Haversick, he looks very promising, but he doesn't have the same type of experience as McManus. And so it sounds like the Packers are deciding who to go with this week. And I think that if McManus is still injured and he in any way is still fighting through an injury, I don't think you need to have him pushing through this injury. Haversick has shown that he can be successful, and so you may as well allow McManus to get fully healthy. If Haversick does come in and, let's say, play the next couple games and is perfect, it does create even more of a discussion about, okay, should the Packers just stick with Haversick? Here's my thing. If Haversick, let's say, plays a couple weeks, if McManus is still dealing with his injury, I just think that come playoff time, if McManus could come back and play well for, a few, 5, 6, 7 games and be consistent once again, it just feels better to me to have someone come playoff time that's played so much football and is not really able to be shaken. Not that Haversick can't. We just haven't really seen him play a ton of football at kicker. So that's where if McManus can come back, get consistent again, I'd feel good come playoff time. We'll see what sort of happens there. I also have been posting a little bit more on Instagram. If you guys have Instagram, you can follow me at SidelineScoopGB. You can search it. I'll try to leave it down below as well. But I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.